genuinely don't believe you can be called Desi if you've not been disowned. I've been disowned 6 times, and this is the time I ran away to Mexico. There was a time I was in college, and my mother made me go to college in the same city I grew up in so she can keep an eye on me. So my school was really close to the Mexican border. I went to SDSU, and so there was a party going on in TJ. And I just wanted to experience college. So I had to plan. You know I'm brown, and you know my mom had my location. I was telling my friends, man, how am I gonna go? Like, my parents have my location. So they helped me set up my location so it connects to my laptop. So the whole time, I was in my apartment. I have no clue how scared I was to do this. When I first moved the location to my laptop, my heart... If my father found out I was in Mexico, oh God, no. So all my friends were international students, so they had their I-20 that they were gonna cross the border with and their Indian passport. At that time, I wasn't a citizen of the United States, so I had my Indian passport, but I didn't have my green card with me. It was back at home, and I couldn't go back at home to pick up my green. My mom, she would know. She would know. As soon as I would start rambling in their closet door, trying to find my documents, game over. Why would I come home? I wouldn't come home unless there's a very specific reason. My mother knew that. So then I was just trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna get across the border? And so one of my friends, she's like, you can go to Mexico with your driver's license. Interesting. Exactly what I ended up doing. My short shorts closed. It was freezing outside, by the way. And all 10 of us crossed the border, and I was getting nervous as soon as this is the first time I'm doing this, so I was getting nervous. I was walking up to the border, what's it called? Officer was like, ID, and I gave him my license, and he looks at it, he gives it back, and he's like, next. Then I did exactly what you expect me to do in Mexico. I had the night of my life. Mind you, the whole time I was checking my phone because I was like, if my mother texts me, around 11 p.m. she texted me, good night, love. I was like, good night, mom, I'm in Mexico. I was so scared. Like, I was guilt tripping the whole time, but like, in my head, I was like, I'm never gonna be in college again. I'm never gonna be able to do this. I'm never gonna be able to go with my friends out of the country. So YOLO. I was trying to justify this. Like, 10 of us are going. There's some guys with us. We're all friends. My mom knows everyone. If she were to find out, it's not the worst thing in the world. My mother does not even let me go out past 10. You think she would let me go to Mexico? But now it's time to come back. As it was time to come back, one of my friends lost her I-20. So to get back into the United States, she was freaking out. This was the time everyone was coming back. We were standing in a line. I wasn't worried because I got in with my driver's license. I thought I'm going home. It was 3 a.m, you guys, okay? Oh, who didn't have her I-20. She's like the sexy one out of the group. And she would just be like, officer, yeah, I lost it, but here's my passport. And she pulled out her Indian passport. They let her go. I get to the officer, okay? I pull out my ID, give it to the officer, and he's like, passport? I was like, I don't have a passport. He goes, this is just a driver's license. I was like, that's how I got in, sir. And he goes, what makes you think that you can enter the United States of America from Mexico with your driver's license? Step aside. When I tell you, I thought I had done the most illegal thing. I thought I was never gonna make it back into the United States. I thought they're gonna call my parents. No. Down in an interrogation room. And they were like, so where were you born? And I was like, Japan. Where do you live? In the US. What's your citizenship? Indian. What does your dad do? I don't know. And all my friends were just standing there. They were so scared for me. I was so scared for me. Stuck in the interrogation room for 2 hours. All those guards were dressed up in all black, SWAT, like with their rifle. Like I was so scared. I was Spanish in college, so I could hear them say, I think they were calling me dumb. Like, this girl just came to Mexico with her driver's license, and they were laughing at me. Supposed to know. Moral of the story, they had to call my dad to bring my verifications. All my friends had left, and I didn't see the light of day. They ended up calling them, got my green card number, verified my existence, and I ended up never seeing the light of day again. You might say that they were a teensy bit mad. They felt betrayed, and they hated all my friends after that. Moral of the story is don't go to Mexico with your license. Okay, they might not let you come back into the United States. Yeah.